He is not dressed like a rock star. No flashy jacket, no dramatic accessories. Just a simple outfit, neat and humble, reflecting who he is rather than trying to sell an image. He smiles politely, gives a small wave to the audience, and looks toward the judges with respect in his eyes. The host asks his name, and he answers confidently but kindly. He introduces himself as a singer from the Philippines, sharing that music has been his passion for as long as he can remember. When asked why he chose to audition, his voice softens. He talks about growing up listening to old records, about how his family loved classic music, and how one voice in particular always felt like home to him. Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, a legend whose voice shaped generations and set a standard that few dare to touch. The audience murmurs, singing Elvis is risky, very risky. Everyone knows it. Elvis songs are iconic, and comparisons are inevitable. Many have tried, and many have failed. Simon raises an eyebrow slightly, not impressed, not dismissive, just curious. He has heard countless Elvis impressions before. Some decent, most forgettable. The music starts. For a brief second, there is silence. The singer takes a deep breath. He opens his mouth, and everything changes. The first note comes out, rich, smooth, and hauntingly familiar. The tone is warm, deep, and effortless. It does not sound like someone trying to imitate Elvis. It sounds like Elvis himself has somehow stepped through time and onto that stage. The audience freezes, eyes wide, mouths slowly opening in disbelief. Simon Cowell leans forward. The singer continues, completely lost in the music. His voice carries emotion, control, and a natural vibrato that feels authentic rather than forced. Every phrase is delivered with respect, not copying gestures, not exaggerating expressions, just letting the voice speak for itself. The sound fills the theater, wrapping around the audience like a memory they did not expect to feel so deeply. People begin to whisper. Some shake their heads. Others bring their hands to their faces. The judges exchange glances. One of them laughs softly in shock, another stares at the singer as if trying to figure out how this is even possible. Simon's expression changes. The man known for brutal honesty, the judge who stops performances within seconds if he is not impressed, does not reach for the buzzer. He does not interrupt. Instead, he watches, listens, studies every note. His lips part slightly, and for the first time in a long time, Simon Cowell looks genuinely stunned. The singer reaches the chorus, and the power in his voice rises. It is not loud for the sake of being loud. It is controlled, confident, and emotionally precise. The audience can feel it in their chests. Some people stand without even realizing it. Applause breaks out mid-song, something that rarely happens at this stage, but no one can help it. As the final note fades, there is a split second of silence. Then the room explodes. The crowd jumps to their feet, cheering, clapping, shouting his name. The applause is thunderous, echoing through the theater. The singer stands still, eyes wide, clearly overwhelmed by the reaction. He bows slightly, placing a hand over his heart, grateful and emotional. Simon Cowell does not speak right away. He looks at the singer, then at the other judges, then back at the stage. Finally, he picks up the microphone. I have heard a lot of people sing Elvis, Simon says slowly. A lot, and honestly, most of the time, it does not work. But that was not an impression. That was a voice. That was something very special. The audience cheers again. Simon continues, choosing his words carefully. You did not try to be Elvis. You just sang. And somehow, that made it even more powerful. I did not expect that. Not at all. The singer's eyes fill with tears. Another judge praises his tone and control, pointing out how rare it is to find a voice that sounds classic yet fresh at the same time. A third judge talks about how the performance felt emotional, like listening to an old record that brings back memories you did not even know you had. Then comes the question everyone is thinking. Where did this voice come from? The singer smiles gently and explains his journey. He talks about growing up in a modest home in the Philippines, where music was always present even when resources were limited. He shares stories of singing at family gatherings, local events, and small shows, never imagining that one day he would be standing on one of the biggest stages in the world. He talks about doubt, about people telling him that his style was outdated, that the world wanted something modern, something trendy. But he loved classic music. He loved Elvis. He believed that good music never dies, that emotion never goes out of style. Simon nods. That belief, Simon says, is exactly why this worked. The host announces that the judges will vote. One by one, they say yes. Not just yes, but enthusiastic, confident yeses. When it comes to Simon, he pauses for dramatic effect, the audience holding its breath. Absolutely yes, Simon says. And I cannot wait to hear what you do next. The crowd roars. Backstage, the singer struggles to process what just happened. Cameras follow him as he wipes tears from his eyes, thanking everyone repeatedly. He talks about his family back home, about how proud they will be, about how this moment feels unreal. As the competition continues, clips of his audition spread rapidly online. Social media lights up with reactions. People share the video with captions like "I got chills," "Is Elvis alive again?" and "This gave me goosebumps." Fans from around the world comment on his voice, his humility, and the emotion he brought to the stage. Music experts analyze his tone, pointing out how difficult it is to naturally achieve that classic Elvis sound without forcing it. Vocal coaches praise his breath control and phrasing. Casual listeners simply say what they feel. "This made me cry." The singer returns for the next round, this time with even more confidence, but still the same humility. He knows the expectations are high now. He knows the comparisons will continue. But he also knows who he is. He sings again, choosing a song that allows him to show a different side of his voice. Still classic, still soulful, but with his own personal touch. Once again, the judges are impressed. Simon smiles during the performance, something viewers rarely see. Week after week, his fan base grows. People are not just watching him because he sounds like Elvis. They are watching because he makes them feel something. Because he reminds them of a time when music was about storytelling, emotion, and connection. In interviews, he talks about staying grounded. He says fame is exciting, but music is what matters. He wants to honor the legends while also creating his own legacy. He wants to inspire young singers from small towns and humble beginnings to believe that their voice matters, no matter where they come from. Simon Cowell later reflects on the audition in a behind-the-scenes segment. He admits that moments like these are why he still does the show. Because every once in a while, someone walks onto the stage and reminds everyone why music is powerful. As the season moves forward, the singer faces challenges. Tough competition, high pressure, emotional moments. But through it all, he remains consistent, focused, and passionate. Whether he wins the competition or not almost feels secondary now. He has already won something bigger. He has been heard. For viewers at home, his story becomes more than just a performance. It becomes a reminder that talent can come from anywhere. That staying true to yourself can sometimes be the greatest risk and the greatest reward. That legends may inspire us, but new voices keep the music alive. The final performance arrives. The stage is bigger, the lights brighter, the stakes higher. He steps out, takes his position, and looks out at the audience. Somewhere out there, people who once doubted him are watching. Somewhere far away, his family is watching. Somewhere in the past, a legend's music still echoes. He sings. And once again, the world listens. As the last note fades, the audience stands in applause, not just for the voice, but for the journey. Simon Cowell claps along with everyone else, smiling openly now, no longer surprised, just appreciative. Because that night, a singer from the Philippines did more than sound like Elvis. He reminded everyone why music matters.